What's up? It's Tom here with the Twins system recap for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's games across the minor league system. Something before we get started on this one, I want to call out a new free feature at Limestone Pipeline. We're going to be doing is a weekly roundup of prospect news and notes, the biggest performances over the week. So I think if you enjoy these system recap videos, you can check those out on our Patreon, me and Jamie Cameron's. Limestone Pipeline. But let's get into this video. Someone requested to still include the results. So just want to call out that if you comment or suggest things, if I can squeeze them in, if it's doable, I'll do my best. You might have noticed too at a certain point I started listing the players' positions on these, and that was also from a viewer suggestion as well. So I will keep an eye out for those. But you see Friday's results, Saturday's, and Sunday's. Not going to read through all of these, but obviously the biggest thing over this weekend is the Twins swept the Red Sox in Boston for the first time since 1994, and all three competitive games, too. It's not like the Red Sox just didn't show up. So pretty impressive from a team that has shown a lot of fight in the Twins. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to say what the smartest thing they should do at the trade deadline or whatever. There's a long time to get to that point. I think we could all pretty easily envision the Twins just falling apart at any moment, to be honest. But, this is an organization whose top leader said that they wanted to compete this year and who has called himself a go big or go home guy. So, just taking those two things into account, this team certainly feels like it deserves to be invested in. A lot of the optimism around the Twins has to do with what a mess the American League is, the American League Central as well. But regardless, anyway, that's a deeper topic for another time. But let me know what you think about that. Twins a game under 500. Again, that's nothing to write home about, really, except for the fact that it is the 2026 Twins, a team that was given very little to work with. And, again, it showed a lot of guts, I think. Most of the rest of the minor leagues also right around 500, a little bit below or a little bit above. So that's, it could be a lot worse, but it could be better. Hopefully some of these teams really turn it on moving forward. News and notes, if you remember, the early week news and notes took up 2 whole pages, so there's really no more move. Everybody's been moved. There's not much more you can do. Hendry was promoted to Fort Myers. He's a pitcher now. You might have remembered that name. He was signed internationally, a fairly significant international signing as a hitter. His first 2 seasons, though, really did not go well, so he converted to pitching last year and is now up with Fort Myers. Then Cesar Lares, who is a left-hander, he's popped up. I think MLB Pipeline had them in their top 30 at one point. I'm not as intrigued by him, but he is a lefty and kind of in that mix, in the mix of prospect consideration. He started a rehab assignment. He is with Fort Myers. All right, so let's move on to the meat and potatoes here, the 3 stars of the day for Friday. We'll do this for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3rd star, Luis Fragoza of Fort Myers. Not familiar with this guy, 3 for 5 with a home run, recently joined Fort Myers, 19-year-old from Venezuela. Had been hitting well with the FCL Twins, but it was only 10 games. He played first base on this game, but has played elsewhere. 2nd star, Merritt Jones, pitcher for Fort Myers. 5 innings of 1-run ball, 7 strikeouts. He got 17 swinging strikes, did Merritt Jones in this outing. His slider and changeup in particular were put away pitches. He was the Twins' 14th round pick in last year's draft, Merritt Jones. And the 1st star of the day, Hendry Mendez, continues to just dominate AAA. He's actually been even better with the Saints than he was with Wichita. He had 4 hard-hit balls in this game alone. 4 balls hit in excess of 95 miles per hour, topping out at 107.7 for Mendez. On 16 games with the Saints, he's hitting .361 with a .480 OBP and a .541 slugging. That is an OPS north of 1,000. With 14 walks and 10 strikeouts. More walks than strikeouts for Hendry Mendez. And I think he's never going to be a plus defender, I don't think. He's a big guy. He's like a tall, athletic-looking guy, but he's not that graceful. That's how I would put it. But I will say he has looked better this year in left field than he did to me last year. So we'll keep an eye on that. Honorable mentions from Friday. Again, not going to read through all of these. But Brandon Winokur, I want to call out him in particular. He had a home run for Cedar Rapids. He had a slow April, but has a .913 OPS in May. He's made 18 starts at third, 15 in center, and 10 at shortstop. So he was at third. So playing a little bit more third base this season. Then I just want to call out those two bottom pitching performances. Those were not honorable mentions, but Dason Hill, he had a shorter start, did not give up an earned run, and struck out 4 in 2 innings. I don't believe there was any kind of an injury, but he was inefficient, and he just kind of looked a little tired to me too out there. So they maybe just kind of wanted to get ahead of the game and just say enough was enough there and get him out. Then Jason Rates, the Twins 6'11", or 6'10", 6'11", however, he's almost 7 foot, draftee from Oregon, made his Fort Myers debut, did only pitch an inning, gave up 3 runs, but only 1 earned. No walks, no strikeouts, topped out at 95-ish. So another guy we'll keep an eye out for. It's noteworthy that he was making his Fort Myers debut. All right, on to Saturday. Kadeem Zhao. He already has more hits in May than he did in April. And on Saturday is the DH. He was 3 for 4 with a homer. So he is hot this month. Royce Lewis back with the St. Paul Saints. This is the same guy, right? This isn't like a new Royce Lewis that they signed out of Indie Ball. No, same. The money guy, the Mr. Grand Slam guy, the guy who doesn't do slumps back in. So that's weird. He had 2 homers though. We can pick on Royce a little bit. Both of his homers in this game were hit in excess of 100 miles per hour. He becomes the 105th player on the Star scoreboard. So that's Royce Lewis's biggest accomplishment of 2026 so far. He is now, we'll see him on Sunday's list as well. He's now hit 4 home runs for the Saints in his very brief time with them. They have come on. A Mitch Spence 91-mile-per-hour cutter. Mitch Spence is a guy who has bounced around in the majors a bit. He's got a 4.91 ERA in 240 major league innings. And then his next 2, these 2 are both hit off of a guy named Hendry Williams. Was a 94-mile-per-hour fastball and a 78-mile-per-hour curveball. Henry Williams, this was his 4th career AAA game. He's on the outskirts of the top 30 for the Royals, but he's not even a top 30 prospect. And then on Sunday, he went off lefty Ryan Ramsey. It was a 92-mile-per-hour cutter. And he has a 5.81 ERA in 12 AAA games. So I feel like it's always good when a guy's feeling it, when he's trying to have a reset. You know, Matt Wallner's getting his teeth kicked in AAA. He's done not much. And, you know, maybe he's just working on stuff. And that's great. You know, so I don't think we should overreact either way. But when a guy's slumping when he first gets sent out, and when a guy's just hitting everything. So, yeah, I wouldn't react too much either way. But I feel like Royce Lewis really needs to get just some positivity going. And if this is what it takes, then great. Have him crush homers off of, you know, non-prospects and washout guys and whatever. You know, just get him back pointed the right direction. And then the first star of Saturday, Billy Amick, who also hit 2 home runs. He had an injury scare early this week, got hit in the kind of wrist, top of the hand area, eventually exited that game, missed a day, but came back, has been playing, and then, you know, 2 home run game. Leads the system with 13 home runs now. And entering Sunday, he ranked in a tie for 7th across all of the minors in homers. He's got a 416 OBP and a 633 slugging in May. Just Billy Amick. So very much back on the prospect radar is Billy Amick now. Saturday's honorable mentions. Again, not going to read through all of these, but Justin Mitrovic, he now has a 0.77 ERA, 0.94 whip, and 18 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings pitched for Fort Myers. Moving on to Sunday. Third star, Kyler Fedko, keeping it going. 1 for 2 with a homer, 2 walks. So homer, 2 walks in this one. He is slugging .608 on the season, is Kyler Fedko, and has 11 homers in 42 games. Royce Lewis, once again, the second star. He had a 2-hit game with a homer and a walk. Already talked pretty extensively about him, but his home run was hit 109.5 on the exit velo. Crushed that one. First star, though, Enrique Jimenez, who recently rejoined Fort Myers. 2 for 3 with a home run and walk. So all these guys with home runs, walks. Lewis and Jimenez with multi-hit games as well. Catcher that they acquired in the Chris Paddock trade. That's looking like one of the better trades in terms of value that they made. His home run was hit 102.5 miles per hour was Jimenez. And then he also had a 99.5 mile per hour exit velo single and a 98.7 ground out. So this is a guy, kind of an unheralded guy that they snuck through in this Paddock trade who's looked tremendous in his short time in the system. So it's just great to see him back on the field. But that he's doing some stuff early here is really fun. And then here are Sunday's honorable mentions. Want to call out a couple of these pitchers for Cedar Rapids. Riley Quick did have a shorter start. Kind of the line gets spoiled a bit because he gave up a 3-run homer, but was dominant outside of that. 7 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings. Struck out 7 of the 13 batters he faced, did Riley Quick. His season K percentage is up over 40. So striking out more than 40% of the guys he's facing. Wild. Garrett Horn, though, came in relief after Quick came out. He delivered 3 innings of shutout ball. This is another guy they picked up in kind of a low wattage trade. This was the guy they got from Texas for Danny Coulomb. That he's left-handed. That's going to kind of give him a leg up moving forward. So a nice first outing back for him with Cedar Rapids. He also had a nice rehab outing with the FCL Twins earlier this week. So moving on to the star scoreboard. There you have it there. Not a ton moving, but you see Billy Amick is creeping up. My goodness. 13 home runs already. One of the highest home run totals across all of minor league baseball. And he drew some walks this week, too, getting it done. You see Hendry Mendez also emerging. Merrick Houston has had some good games of late. He's kind of picking back up speed. Not like he was super hot earlier, but I think he's kind of getting it back together. He was dealing with some kind of injury as well that didn't put him on the injured list, but he was DHing for a bit. So anyway, thanks for checking that out. Again, Limestone Pipeline, there's a free roundup. It's going to be coming out every Monday, so that's out there for free for you to check out on Patreon, in addition with all of our premium stuff. So check that out. Thanks for checking this one out. We'll talk again soon.